Very nice. 3 curses throughout our history that some say happened, some say didn't, but it kind of leaves you something to think on. And what can we draw from this? Well, humanity, obviously, before I get into it, doesn't really learn too well. We keep committing the same acts, same thing. History has repeated itself because we continue to never learn and to not learn at all. We never really learned. The 3 curses that had happened that I find interesting, very interesting actually. I'll get into this. How come women have periods? What's the purpose and why? Some say it's scientifically, that happens. Science can back that up because the reason a woman has to have a period, it comes from it kind of goes into the ability of her to give birth. So that's why women have periods, so they can have birth and they're able to get pregnant. Or is it more about, some will say that, when it talks about in the Bible how God had cursed Eve for what they did along with Adam, but cursed Eve to bleed and women to bleed. That's where periods, they say, come from the garden. He cursed Eve to bleed, at least I guess once a month, for the acts that they did when they ate the apple. That was one curse. The second curse was when God, when you read the scripture, read the Bible, he puts a mark on Cain. That was a curse. That was cursing in the blue bloodline. That's what fell in the blue bloodline, was a curse. And cursed all of Cain's bloodline. That's why so many of them were Pan and Ham and all these other ones that were faulty in our history, along with all this occult stuff, has really been cursed. It's a cursed bloodline. So it was the mark was actually the curse. And I believe it does go into blue bloodline from Cain. You can read symbology and everything to know that as well. The third one can go, so it's not biblically canon, but it goes into Enoch, where God had read in Enoch. I've listened to the audio several times, and it talks about closer to the beginning where God had cursed the women that had slept with the watchers. He cursed them to be sirens. And if you don't know what a siren is, don't know what a siren is, it's a mermaid. Now, if there is any more curses from the universal God going into, I guess it would go into universal law, don't do certain things, but history keeps repeating itself too, so obviously, we keep repeating the same actions. I don't know of any other curses that have plagued our land. And going to back to the sirens, I don't know if you believe in mermaids or not, but there's been plenty of stories, especially in places like Africa, where people have said they have heard noises and music and seen things wash up on the shore at nighttime, and they're humanoid and they look like mermaids, and they're evil apparently. So, but it's just like, well, why do we have all these movies and all this other stuff? It's almost like, is it not symbology in front of us? You tell me, and maybe you can explain if there was any other curses down in the comments in Earth's history. That would be cool. Very interesting to know. So, fire nice. Godspeed up.